Let me just say welcome to all of you this afternoon. Really glad you're here. This is one of those days in the college's life that will become very important for us. We're looking to make a change in the culture here. And I think it's really important that on this day we celebrate what we've done in the past and really honor the history and the character of individuals who've been placed in the head football coach position. And I'm very grateful for what's happened in the past. But today's a new day for us, and we move forward today. From this day forward, we'll be doing things, I think, in a different way for the institution. Before I turn this over to Terry Rupert, who will introduce our new head football coach, I want to publicly thank the search committee that helped to organize the candidates that came in and interviewed for this position. I want to thank all of those folks on campus who had a chance to interview and help us in this process. And I'm really grateful to members of the football team for being here and many of you who will interact with our new coach. So thank you all for being here. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Terry Rupert, our Vice President for Athletic Administration and Director of Athletics.
Thank you, and I'll echo what Jim said. Appreciate everybody coming out today and being here to help us start, as Jim said, a new beginning and a new culture in football. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome our new head football coach, but before I bring Stacey to the podium, I also want to thank all those who have been involved in the search process. It's tough, and it's a hard process. We had a lot of great candidates, and we're very, very pleased with the pool candidates that we received, but we are also very pleased that we got the guy we're after, and we think you'll see that. Stacey, just briefly, I won't give you his whole resume. He can probably add in where he wants to, but he's a product of Division III. He's a high-learning graduate, played there. It was a great success story for small college athletics. Was on to the Dallas Cowboys as a free agent, played in the CFL, and then later ended his career of 3 years in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. Not only a great playing career and a great athlete, but a great coaching career. He went on to coach for 16 years, 12 of them in Division III. And he brings to us those kinds of skills that we're looking for. But more importantly, and this was echoed to everybody we talked, and he was telling me he talked to a few people in Northern today, and he knows I checked him out pretty thoroughly. I made a lot of calls, and I talked to a lot of people who knew Stacey Hairston. But it kept coming out over and over again. It was echoed, and I think the search committee picked up on it too. We have a man of high integrity and great respect, and that's what we're looking for in the leadership skills that we think can move this program forward. We believe he has those skills, and I think you'll see that really quickly as he becomes a part of our campus community and moves this program forward. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our new head football coach, Stacey Hairston.
Kind of loosened up there. I just had to sign in. Well, first of all, I want to thank Terry, thank Jim, and the whole search committee for their efforts. I know that it was an exhausting search. I know that based on history and recent history, that you're looking for somebody to come in and not only be the face of the program, but somebody to come in and instill values, set standards that are going to continue to improve the program. I think Wilmington is a place, again, and just during the interviewing process, this is a place that I've always admired from the outside. So, and I've seen the last 3 different hires as far as head football coaches and things like that. And each time I've never put my name in the hat because in my life, it was not the right time. Because, obviously being newly married, and then had a birth for our first son, then the birth of the twins, just that timing in my life just wasn't right. And that's what it comes down to. And recently, with the search for the new head football coach came open, it was like, I know it was more than my time. I said, okay, this is ideal, this is perfect as far as what I would like. Because I'm born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. We have friends and family in Cincinnati, Ohio. So when I think about Wilmington College, I think location-wise, it's ideal, it's absolutely perfect for me at this point in my life, and our family and what my goals are. And obviously, Wilmington College, I know has a a great tradition. When I first ever heard about Wilmington College, it was a team that was 9-1 and 73 years where teams were afraid to play them because they knew what type of battle they were going to get. My goal is come in and to take us back to those days, and obviously when you start a program, you rebuilding a program from the ground up, you have to set certain standards and build from there. You have to set a nice solid foundation before you move on and expect the finished product. The finished product is going to be what it's going to be, but we have to set the foundation first, and that's coming in and installing my beliefs as far as my philosophy, how we're going to do things. It's not only just on the athletic field itself, but we're talking about how I want our football players perceived across campus and the community. So we're talking in the classroom as well, academically, and also socially, across society. So I don't want people, when they think about a Wilmington football player, to have that uneasy pause, and as they think about trying to find a nice way to say they're just not very good. I don't want that, because I asked a couple of people during my time here when I was interviewing, what was the thought about a Wilmington football player, and that's exactly what happened. There was that pause for a second where they think about the nice words they wanted to say, as far as saying, well, they just didn't think they were very, very good. My vision is real simple. In the future, I want people to have pride in the fact that they know a Wilmington football player, or they're associated with a Wilmington football player. Somebody that's in their class, somebody that's actually helped them out, open the door for them. I want Wilmington football vision to be one of pride, where people are happy to say, hey, I had this young man in my class, he's a great student, and this and that. That's what I want. I don't know any other way. I don't have any prepared magic speeches or posters and all that. I know everything you're going to do, it's going to be hard work. And it starts from day one. Day one, it's going to be hard work. And my job is to be a mentor, be a leader, because I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And I know I've been blessed. I've been very fortunate, as Terry mentioned, that I've had an opportunity to play professional football. Before then, I had the opportunity to go to college and get a degree. That's the most important thing for me. But the fact that I had the opportunity to go play professional football, because when I went to college, that was never my thought. And then while I was in college, my thought was, I need my degree. Because I knew how I was raised. And I knew that one of the common denominators that my family did not have was, somebody that went to college and got an education. So that was my driving force. And that's something that I always, make sure I share it with our young men, and that's their focus. When they come to Wilmington College, they're coming to get education. That's first and foremost. And I know everybody likes to say that, but that's it. I don't know any other way. They're here to get education first. Playing football while you get education is a bonus. So I want them to make sure they understand that it is a privilege to go in a football program. It's not your right. It's a privilege. So I want them to take pride in it. Now, again, we talk about establishing the pride factor in the program. When you work very hard at something, you take pride in it. Eventually, I rarely talk about the wins and losses, because I know those are going to come. But from day one, there's certain things that I want. I want our guys to walk a different way. I want them to talk a different way. I want to let them know that certain behavior is just not going to be acceptable, because it's just not who I am. And besides myself, obviously, I got to put together, our coaching staff as well. And I have a short list of coaches, and also I know that we have current coaches here that I definitely like to talk to. And you never know, again, where they are at in their time, in their life, because it may not work out for them to come here. So, but our goal is, again, I want coaches surrounding me that are knowledgeable, that represent me and my values and what I believe in. Because I don't want to sit here and be coaching the coaches every single day, and I'm trying to coach the players, because we got to be on the same page. And if the coaches aren't on the same page, then that's a recipe for disaster. I'm not here for creating disasters. Our goal is to be successful. No matter what it takes, our goal is to be successful. And that is changing our mental thought process going into each and every game. I know where this team is right now. I know we won 2 games in the last 4 years. So to sit there and say, yeah, we go out there and win the OAC championship, I would never say anything like that. And it's not because I don't think we can. That's because that's not the right way of building a program. You start from, again, the bottom. You start from the mental thought process. We are going to be better. We are going to be better. There's no ifs, no ands, no buts about it. You are going to get better. We are going to get faster. We're going to get stronger. We're going to get bigger. For most of them. Some guys that are maybe too big now, we'll send them up. So that's just the way it is. So I don't want to say everybody can get bigger because that wouldn't be the truth. But also, in the classroom, we're not going to just talk about being better in the classroom as far as academically. As coaches, it's going to be our job to make sure we mentor these guys, monitor them, and we will, we have things in place to make sure that we keep a check on them every week of the year. And obviously, there's going to be a group of guys that already adapted and adjusted to college life and doing very well in the classroom. So those guys won't need as much attention. But it's the other ones that I'm concerned about. The guys that are borderline, the guys that are kind of struggling, making that adjustment from high school to college. Those are the ones that needs our attention. And again, that's going to be our main focus because as a coach, anybody that's in our program for 4 years, I'm not satisfied until they graduate. Okay, again, why are they coming to school here? To get an education first. So we will preach that over and over again. But we also want to be able to have some success on the football field as well. The X's and O's, I can sit here and talk X's and O's with you all day long. I'm pretty knowledgeable on that, obviously, but that's not where we start. Now, obviously, coming in, I got a list of 1,000 things that I need to do. Okay, I like it real simple. Keep it simple. So let's talk about our current players. It's good to see some of the guys here. Current players. My focus for them, start to talk about my philosophy, set aside what we're going to do in the weight room, how we're going to take care of the rest of this off season, and we're going to spring conditioning. Future players. Talk about recruiting. Already, in my mind, I feel that I'm behind, already. So that's something that's from day one, current players, future players. Then, current staff, evaluate them, their pros and cons, their weaknesses and strengths that can help us one way or the other. And then also, future part of the guys and members are going to be part of our staff as well. And I talk about having a short list of guys that I've talked to, guys I want to talk to add to our program that's going to have the same philosophy, want to buy in to what we want to do, what we're trying to do here. Because I'm not in this by myself. I'm in it with Terry, I'm in it with Joe, I'm in it with all of you. I can't do it by myself. So I'm never going to try. I'm always going to seek assistance and find a way to get the job done. Now, between the current players and the future players and the current staff and the future staff, next thing I know, it'll be August, so the rest of it will take care of itself. I'll be glad to sit here and talk all day for you, but I'd like to answer any questions that you may have and may kind of direct where we go from here.
Coach, who are some of the people who've influenced your coaching style over the years, whether it be from your playing days or coaching days?
I've been very fortunate to have come across what I call a lot of great coaches, starting with my days when I was at Ohio Northern. The coach at the time was one that cared about the kids. He cared about the players. He cared about what we did after college, and that's some things I always take with me. But I was fortunate to get the chance to go and play with the Cleveland Browns at the time. Bill Belichick was the head coach. Nick Saban was a defensive coordinator. So their style, their mental, the good parts of the mental process of hard-nosed football, that's what I'm used to. I'm used to teaching one way. I'm used to trying to get the most out of each player. And there's a great coach in the CFL, Don Matthews, as well, who's a Hall of Fame coach up there, who, again, similar style as far as being aggressive, being physical, and that's offense and defense. Just because you're on the offense doesn't mean you're not going to be physical and aggressive, because our style is going to be just that. So I would say it's been a combination of several coaches that I've crossed along the way, and of course my own personality. I'm one where, especially growing up and for friends in college, they would say, I think I can beat everybody. I said, well, yeah, but that's because I don't set limits on myself. I don't want to ever set limits on our team and what we can achieve. So just because we're going against whoever we may go against that everybody else says is the best and we have no chance, we're not gonna set limits and say, well, we can't beat them. No. Let them prove to us that they can beat us. I like to say unrealistic expectations. Yes, people say, you think you can fly? I say, well, I'll put it to you this way. If I was on the Empire State Building and somebody threw me off, I'm gonna be the guy flapping his arms trying to fly, okay? I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna just assume the fact, oh, I'm gonna die. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna keep going. I don't believe in settling for, well, this is how it's gonna be, and you can't change that. No, I believe in striving for the best, striving to be the best, and not conceding anything. And of course, I've been into a game situation where you get into it late in the fourth quarter, the score's out of range, whatever. Okay, at that point, the game may be over. We're still going to fight hard, but the game may be over. But I'm never going to concede anything going into a game. I don't care what our record is. I don't care what their record is. On game day, our goal is to win. Real simple. Our players are going to learn that. They're going to grow it. They're going to breathe that. They're going to live that. On game day, our goal is to win. Period. We're not trying to go play well, put on a good show. That's not who I am. We are trying to win, and I don't care what I have. I'm going to. We're trying to win. So our mentality on game day is very simple. Do what we got to do to win. And I know my expectations. I know how my mindset is that slowly but surely it's going to start spreading around the team. And again, it doesn't happen overnight, but we will change our mentality. We are trying to win. We are trying to be successful in every situation. So I don't know any other way. Next question? Anybody? Yes.
You know, at this point, we all know that starting a new program, or not starting a new program, but taking over a program such as ours that hasn't been as successful as we'd like to in the past is going to be a process. With new players that come in that aren't quite used to, the outcomes that we've had, how do we continue to maintain them, or to continue to have them be a part of the football program instead of some of those who get discouraged and they decide to, maybe quit the football team because we haven't been as successful as we've been?
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I just came from Wilmington College where we started a football program from scratch. And let me tell you, you really don't know how hard it is until you do that. Because you take a bunch of 17, 18-year-old freshmen going up against a lot of 20 and 21-year-old juniors and seniors. You think you have a good chance to win, but reality is you don't. As hard as we try to preach the fact that you got a chance, experience wins out. When you take over a program, there is an advantage. I just heard my phone, so let me turn it off and make sure that's a mistake that I rarely make. There we go. When you take over a program, the difference is instead of starting a program from scratch where, first of all, you're just trying to find a building to have a weight room. Just trying to, we don't have a locker room, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have structure. So when you start from scratch, you start from every little thing, from facilities to how you're going to practice, to where you're going to practice, to we don't have football offices, you don't have weights. You got to go through ordering every little piece of equipment, you got to order every screw, you got to order the weights, you got to order everything from scratch. Starting a rebuilding program is a little different because you already have something in place. You already have facilities. You already have coach's office. You already have things in place. You already have players. You already have players that have been on the field with the best team in the nation in Division III, and they survive. So they already know that they can go up against no matter who, and they're not going to die. All right. Now we will change that mentality where our mindset is we're going to go there, we're going to go toe to toe with whoever. I think it's easier to get kids involved in the program because it's easy to sell, hey, this is a new era, it's a new program, a new coach here, and some things will be done differently. I would like to keep some things similar for the current players, but reality is some things are going to change. My goal for each kid that we bring in is give it a chance. Give it a chance and understand it is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And they're going to work hard. They will be pushed beyond wherever they thought they could ever be pushed before. they will be pushed harder, they'll work harder than they ever worked hard before, because that's our mentality, that's what we're going to do. And show them the improvement. That's why we measure everything. Everything we do, we track everything from speed, 40, strength, everything we do, we are going to monitor so they can see the progress. Because if you sit there and you pound your head against the wall, and not actually see any results, it can get very discouraging. So we show them that you're making progress and tell them to stick with it. And what I would tell future players that come in here and current players, it's real simple. Trust me. Trust me. Give it a chance. Trust me, because I know what it's going to take to make us better. I know that. I know what it's going to take to make us bigger, faster, stronger, better in the community as well. Just trust the process, because if you don't trust the process, then why are you here? You don't want people part of the program that are always doubting, always second guessing. You have to trust, because I know that if I get you to trust me, if you trust me, you trust our staff, you do whatever it takes to get better. You will do whatever it takes to get better. So first thing I'll say is trust me, because we're going to get better, and I want you to be part of the program, part of that process.